Hello, guys. Welcome to Cryptocurrency Blockchain News, your daily cryptocurrency and blockchain aggregated news show of the day. My name is Shamari. Welcome. Today we have three stories for you. We're going to talk about the new China crypto rating. Actually, part two. They did the one last month, and they have rated the blockchains again, and we're going to get into that. Lisk, if you are a Lisk hodler, good news for you, testnet wise. And I know there's been tragedy going on. The markets have been horrible. And listen, guys, and your faith is your faith is being tested hard. Settle down, guys. Settle down. And I got the news for you. Why the big money? And you remember the word. I told you what your favorite word's going to be. If you're out there and you've been watching me, what's your favorite word? Custodianship. Oh yeah, baby. Custodianship is going to make you rich. And I'm going to show you right now. All right, so let's get to it. Let's do how we usually do around these parts. You know how we do around these parts. We start out with a little bit of market action. Bang for the day. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Litecoin, Stellar, Cardano, IOTA, and Tron round up our top 10. Now, take a look down here. Look at IOTA taking back its spot at number 9 over Tron. So those boys are battling out on the top 10 right there. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the markets. It's all low single digits here. Blah, blah, blah. Single digits. Oh, what we got here? V-Chain doing a little something. Well, Ontology, because their main net's coming out soon. Or is it out? I don't remember. It's either coming out or it's out. Or it just got out. 5% for Bitcoin. 7%. Oh, okay. So there's been some moves. Silicon Eternity. Bitcoin Gold. So there's been some moves. In the top 10, obviously, the moves have been a little tamer. All right, so let's check out who the biggest earners are today. Bang, motherfuck. Cortex, Theta Token, Kyber Network, Centrality Golem, NXT, Populous, Digix DAO, Digibyte, and V-Chain. Rounding out the top 10 earners of the day. So good for those guys. Now, we're going to get to a news story here. And look, let's see the China crypto rating. So it's interesting, right? You're like, man, I thought China hated cryptocurrency. I thought they hated cryptocurrency. Yeah, they do. But they like blockchain. They love blockchain. They know blockchain's the future. And that's what the Chinese President Xi Jinping said the other day. He was like, yeah. Oh, blockchain. China's going to be coming hard at the blockchain. So we're going to look at their ratings for the blockchains, in terms of the crypto markets. And so, but you have to understand that they're not rating it in terms of the money you're going to make. Well, let's talk here. They're not rating this in terms of the money that they think you can make, the earning potential. They're rating it in terms of the technology, the efficiency, the safety of the network, stuff like that. So it's more of a professional rating rather than a, like how I would rate something, because I'm basing it on, how much money I think we can make. Okay, so let's look at that. A research group linked to China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology has released its latest evaluation of blockchain networks with perhaps surprising results. The China Electronic Information Industry Development Blockchain Research Institute, which aims to provide an independent rating system for the blockchain space, has placed the just-launched EOS network in the number 1 spot, with Ethereum and Neo coming 2nd and 3rd respectively. The release is the second since the index launched in May. Notably, Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, which is the largest by market capitalization, was rated outside the top 10 in 17th place, a drop from 13th in the last list, following a change in the ranking methods. However, the project sets out to gauge 30 major blockchains based on the technological capabilities and use cases, not aspects related to their financial valuation. According to the index's website, the purpose of the list is to evaluate the development level of global public-owned chain technology, accurately grasp the trend of blockchain. So that's what their thing is. So, blah, 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 down here just all talks about the last one. Okay, I can read a little bit. This group they do their research blockchains. They gave 102 points for fundamental technology, 100 EOS. So what they do is they have these criteria, and I thought they were going to explain the criteria, but they don't. Anyways, so let's go look at the actual list. Obviously, guys, I'm not Chinese, but this is in China, and so these are Chinese websites. So what's good, though, is that at least we can read the English part here, which is, this is the actual list here, okay, guys? So this is the list. They have EOS number 1, Ethereum, Neo, Stellar, Lisk, Nebulous, Steam, BitShares, Ripple, and Qtum as their top 10. Now, they rate 30, so I'll just scroll down there for you. You can take a quick look, see where your favorite is, if you have one. So that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. Number 30 is down there. What is that? NEM. All right, so those are their rankings. And so what's good about this ranking is that, and why I'm bringing this up is because, you know, when institutional investors start getting in, they're going to want some sort of, you know, scale of things. And if the Chinese are starting it, that might be a place where institutional investors are going to start looking to get, you know, their information on which blockchains are best. You know what I mean? They're going to look into the criteria that the Chinese are using to rate these, and they're going to see if they're valuable or not. And this could be a helpful sort of investment guide for the institutional investor, which is good for us because this brings in us money. So, yeah, that's why I bring that one up. That's why I brought that one up. You know, you can head on over there. Remember to always go to the descriptions of these videos. I have the links for all of these down there. So you just press the button and away you go. You can look at it yourself. You could probably do a Google Translate on it, right? And it'll translate all that Chinese to English for you, okay? So that's that. Now, let's step over to number 2, our number 2 story of the night. The Lisk testnet is just 3 days away, and they have released a migration guide. The migration guide is huge and long, so I won't be reading it for you. But let's go just check this out. So for all you Lisk hodlers, this is a news show. I don't own any Lisk, but this is a news show. So Lisk has been, their name's been out there, so let's go. The Lisk team recently announced its upcoming testnet, which has been scheduled for the 28th of June. The team is currently working on their new project named Lisk Core 1.0. They have also released a migration guide along with the Lisk documentation. So boom, 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 boom. Okay, introducing Lisk documentation, the migration guide, this little tweet. Here's a little bit of the documentation, and we're not going to read that. You can read that later. A blockchain enthusiast on Twitter said, Lisk, you are always going to be the one. Good luck with your work. And a Twitterati named CryptoBit Collector says, I would love to see your coin do more than go down. Fortunately, you have a lot of people working to make it a good ecosystem. Might need to kick up the project seeding a bit, though. And another Lisk follower says, thanks for the good news, Lisk team. Okay, so Lisk hodlers, if you are interested in finding out more about the migration and whatnot, bang, you can go to the Lisk Core. Here it is. This is their official site, and they will give you the you know, all the info you need. So that's the official site there. And what's good about this is, as you can see, guys, right, it's a race to the finish line. Everyone's trying to get their main nets online. Everyone's trying to get their, you know, test nets online. It's a race to prove that your blockchain actually works, that the thing you said you're going to do is actually going to work. And so here we are, right? That's where we are in this market right now. And this ties into what we're going to get into next. That's the beauty, guys. The money is on the way because the reality is here. Now, companies have their nets up, their test nets up, their main nets running. So, you know, investors, the institutional investors, are going to see the reality of the situation, that these things really do work and that they are real and that they are something worth being invested into. And the reason I bring that up is because why? Booyah. Now, guys, I know it's been, oh, man, shmoney, man, we're losing all this money in crypto. Guys, you haven't lost any money. Your crypto assets are just down right now, but they're not gone unless you sell them. If you sell them while you're down, well, you've just given your money to the market. Hodl hard. Hodl heavy. Because once the institutional money comes, once the institutional buyers come, it's a wrap, buddy. It's a wrap. You're going to be rich. I told you all about it. I know. Man, those are some bold statements. It's not just based on statements. It's not hope. I'm not hoping. I have investments. I'm an investor, right? A lot of people out there, they have 9-to-5 little jobs, call themselves investors because they invest. No, you're investing. You're not an investor. I'm an investor. I live off my investments. My money makes me money. I don't have a 9-to-5 or any kind of little job like that. Okay, I left the rat race 18 years ago, and I'm telling you, when the institutional buyers come, as an investor, you're going to be rich. You, depending on what you bought and how much you bought of it. When these institutional buyers come in, it's a wrap. They're not coming with, just a couple $1 million. They're going to be coming with 50 billion, 100 billion at a time in a hedge fund. You know what a hedge fund is? $100 billion at once. Okay, so come on, guys. So let's get into it. You're going to be rich. Don't worry about those red. And I'm going to tell you something. You see all that red? You see the bloodbath we've been going through? At the end of this month, I'm about to load up. I'm about to load up on some more crypto that, well, just the same ones I'm already in, but more of them. More. I'm going to get more and more and more. I'm going to keep loading. Buy the dips. Buy the dips. You ever heard that? Buy the dips. Okay. So institutional buyers, Bitcoin ETF seen as the catalyst to turn crypto bears into crypto bulls. So after Bitcoin's price tanked over the weekend, dragging down the prices of other cryptos with it, there's renewed talk about what could turn crypto bears into crypto bulls. Much of the crypto discussion piggybacks on previous talk about the catalyst that could move crypto's prices higher, especially Bitcoin's. Let's discuss some of the thoughts being bandied about. So the elusive, the ETF. There's already a couple of ETFs over in Canada. I think a few places in Europe launched a few ETFs. But I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's going to bring the big money in. But later on in this article, you'll see what is going to bring the big money in. And so let's just talk about this first, though. For years, crypto observers have talked about a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund being key to propelling the crypto's prices higher. This guy, Ari Paul, who co-founded Block Tower, a cryptocurrency hedge fund, said, if and when there is a Bitcoin ETF in the crypto world, Paul believes it could propel Bitcoin prices to $35,000. Michael Strudden, the CEO at Ironwood, seems to agree. He posted on Medium Sunday his thoughts about what could move Bitcoin's prices higher. He wrote, let me describe how easy it is. Once the Securities and Exchange Commissions allows Bitcoin ETFs, anyone with a 401k, IRA, or an investment account, like with the following top 5 broker-dealers, could invest in Bitcoin with a simple click. No wire transfer or credit card fees, no explaining Coinbase, other crypto exchanges, and security hurdles. Money's coming to the market. So come on in, institutions. Another catalyst that could drive Bitcoin's price higher is the entry of more institutions. And that's the key, guys. As a real investor, I'll tell you, we need proper financial institutions to do institutional investing here. Okay? We're retail investors. There ain't enough retail money to drive this stuff up. Ain't happening. Or globally, not happening. We need institutional investors from around the world to come in. And that is what is going to make us really, all these Lambos we keep talking about wanting to have, all right? So another catalyst that could drive Bitcoin's price higher is the entry of more institutions who invest in the space. With the launch of Bitcoin futures contracts by the CBOE and CME group, institutions are increasingly warming to the space, right? Bloomberg put for cryptos on their Bloomberg terminal. If you know what Bloomberg terminals are, every time you watch a stock market movie, you see those guys in the New York Stock Exchange and they're pressing those. That's called a Bloomberg terminal, okay? Costs $315,000 to have one. Costs $31,000 just to rent each month for your subscription. That tells you how much money those boys are making if you can pay $31,000 just to rent something. So they put that on the Bloomberg terminal, and so institutions are starting to warm. Oh, Bloomberg thinks this is real? Oh, what does it say right here? The CBOD and the CME group did them. They did the futures contracts, I think, at the beginning of the year. Oh, now there's futures contracts in this? This is becoming more real, right? It was reported earlier this month that the crypto market is no longer relegated to just enthusiasts. Furthermore, with the massive profit potential on display, institutional investors have been open to entering the crypto markets. They're not stupid. They see all the money. All those Wall Street boys see all this money. Oh, my gosh. It's ripe for the picking, boys. Paul agrees, saying that the next Bitcoin rally will likely be the result of more institutional investors getting in on the action, and he sees the pickup happening before the end of this year. Furthermore, Paul believes that once services like Coinbase's custody are up and running, institutional investors could be ready to enter now. Let me pause right there. Okay? What have we been talking about? What have I been telling you guys? It's all about the institutional investors. We, the retail investors, our money is tapped out. Not tapped out, but to make things rise in a multi-billion-dollar market, you got to have bigger money coming in now. The market's been driven as far as it's going to go. We need more money to pour in to drive it higher, right? And so what he said is, like we've been talking about, institutional investors. And look, the institutional investors are going to be here by the end. Let me talk to you again. The institutional investors are going to be here by the end of this year. Right now, they're doing their SEC licensing. We talked about that in videos back. So that's why you got to keep coming back here every day so that you keep up with the conversation, right? So, I'm not going to sit here and reread something again to you. Like, go back and you'll see. Remember the SEC, the hedge fund guys, they're doing their licensing now. And what's the main thing, though? What's the main thing? They want their licensing, but they're not going to even start trading unless there's what? Custodianship. Custodianship. Like I told you, why are you going to get rich? What is going to make all these big boys, all of them from around the world, just start flooding in this market? A little thing called custodianship. If I'm a hedge fund and I just buy, I don't buy $1 million worth of Ripple. You know what I mean? I buy $50 million worth at once. Well, where do you keep that? Right? They're not allowed to just keep it by law, on some sort of Ledger Nano or some little shit like we do. They have to, or a MyEther wallet or something. They have to put it in a licensed custodianship. And once the custodianship happens, then they know they'll be safe. Anything happens to the funds, the custodian is responsible, and they can get their people their money back. So listen, guys, snagging the institutions. Let's look at this last part. Snagging the institutions, snagging these bad boys. Now, one of the biggest hurdles in attracting institutions relates to getting them comfortable with cryptos being a part of the legitimate asset class. A move by the Intercontinental Exchange, which is the parent company of New York Stock Exchange, could help. We reported how it was launching a trading platform that would allow investors to purchase Bitcoin. See, that company, ICE, who is the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, they're going to make a platform where you'll be able to trade crypto on it. Well, Bitcoin at least. So it's in the investors' minds. Now they're beginning to see this is real. In addition, this platform could address the issues of custodianship. One more blood clot time. Let me show you this word. This word right here is going to be your favorite word in the world. In the world. When you're rich, listen. When you're rich, you're going to remember this word custodianship. Remember that Shamari told you about this word custodianship. Once custodianship is set in this market, for this market, all the money is going to start flooding in. All of it. Investors know that they can win or lose. We're investors. We know that. That's what we do. But once custodianship happens, that's when big investors come. That's when Koch brother money comes in. That's when Bill Gates money comes in. That's when Mark Zuckerberg type money comes in. That's when Novogratz money comes in. You know what I'm talking about? Big money comes in. Billions. They're not going to be buying like 1 million Ripple. They're going to be buying like 10 million Ripple at a time. And so they have to put it somewhere. They need someone to, a place for it to be safely custodied, custodianship. And that's the last hurdle. And I read it to you before. What was it? Last Saturday's show. The one before the thing that says you will be rich. Custodianship is going to be your favorite word when you're rich. Okay. Paul noted this issue is being the last. This is the last barrier. So guys, and this is what I want to say. Before the tsunami of money, because this is a tsunami. It's going to be a tsunami of money when these rich guys come. Like, holy, what the hell is this green? Oh my gosh, it's a tsunami of money. It's going to be a tsunami of money that's coming into the markets. When that happens, shit's going to be priced way higher than it is now. So anything you want, you better get that shit now. Get that shit now. Because like in everything, when the rich come, they're going to just push everyone to the side and be playing and having their fun. Get your stuff now so that when they drive it up, you'll be rich. Because when they drive up prices, Bitcoin was at 18 grand in December. Motherfucker, this shit's going to go to like 180 grand, say in like 4 or 5 years. Like that. Seriously. When that money comes, there's no stopping it, right? It's a tsunami of money is coming. Not a flood of money. Oh, look, my house is flooded. It's a tsunami that's coming. So let's listen to this guy, Paul, again. And what he says is, institutional money started trickling into cryptocurrency in mid-2017, but it's been slower than many expected. That doesn't mean it's not coming. There are a lot of pieces that need to come together. One big piece being third-party custody. How many times are we going to do stories where all these big money guys are like, man, I wish I was in there, but custody. Man, I'd be down, but custody. Yo, this is the best thing since sliced bread, but custody. Custody. Once there is custodianship, licensed, federally regulated custodianship, you are going to be rich when when that tsunami comes and hits us, okay? What does this guy say? Third-party custody. Custody isn't binary. It's not like Coinbase custody will launch and suddenly every person will throw 100 million into Bitcoin. It takes time for custody solutions to gain trustworthiness, but I think we'll have solid third-party custody by September of this year. Guys, that's what I'm telling you. You got to get your stuff now. Get your crypto now. Before the tsunami hits, before the wave hits. Because when it hits, prices are going to fly. This guy is saying by September, look, the custody thing is real. Coinbase just came out with their new institutional custodianship. So I think they're the first ones. And so others, Goldman Sachs, there's a few other of these custody or who already do custodianship. Once they see Coinbase making all this money, well, they're going to be like, no, we'll hold your stuff too, guys. We'll hold your crypto too. It's going to fly. This guy's saying September. Honestly, I think by the end of this year, this is it. You've got till the end of this year to get your crypto at a relatively cheap price. I mean, it was way cheaper a couple years ago, but anything you like now, get it now at a cheap price because starting next year, it is going to be full swing. I believe custodianship is going to be full on. The big money is going to start flooding in. And, if you're in the markets like me, the traditional markets, if you know anything about markets, homeboys are unrelenting. All right? Those boys are unrelenting. When Wall Street gets here, oh my gosh, the wolves are coming. They're going to eat all this up, which is going to drive up your holdings, which are going to make you rich. I think by the beginning of next year, the money is going to start pouring in. by the middle of next year and towards the end of next year, Q3, Q4, it will be on. Everything will just be rising. And by early Q1, Q2 2020, that's when we're going to see things like Bank of America offering crypto accounts to grandmas and stuff. And that's when soccer mom and soccer dad will come. So first it's us, kind of these rebels, these cowboys. Then the institutional investors are going to come, drive it up. Then soccer mom and soccer dad will come once Mr. Institutional Investor in his nice suit and his Harvard degree tells soccer mom and soccer dad that it's okay to invest. So 2 more spurts of money are going to be coming into the market. That's my own humble opinion. And so that's how I think it's going to go. So a couple of announcements here. We're gonna do a little sort of game, not a game, but like a look. Once we get up to 1,000 subscribers, so I live in South Beach, guys. So help me out, get 1,000 subscribers. And what I'm gonna do is, every 1,000 subscribers I get, I'm gonna do a show out here, like out here to show you guys South Beach, right? So here in Miami in South Beach, we have Ocean Drive, Lincoln Road, Espanola Way, Brickell, and Wynwood. So I'm going to let you guys vote. So you guys are going to get to vote. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a vote show. And then on the comments, you guys are going to get to vote on where I do the show. And I'll do the show. I know you're going to pick Ocean Drive. You want to see all the Lambos and stuff. So I'll go over there. But I don't know. Maybe you won't. Maybe you won't. You will get to vote. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a cryptocurrency blockchain sort of subscriber drive and then a vote on where to do the show, okay? So that's that. Let's do our usual last-minute market recap. As usual, it's the top 10. Prices haven't really moved all that much. Oh, IOTA just went up a little bit because it wasn't at 4.4 last time, was it? EOS went up a little bit as well. Okay, guys, so that is our show for tonight. It's been great having you. It's always fun. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Oh, and also go back to tomorrow's show and watch the airdrop thing. We're going to start to do airdrops around here, and we're going to make just free flipping coin. You know what I mean? We're going to get free flipping coin for that. And so that's that. Blah, blah, blah. I've been talking a little bit. So, guys, this is Shamari. Over and out. Have a good one. Let's get ourselves up to 1,000 subscribers here, okay? Ciao.